Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is December 13th, 2020, and this is episode 153. Today we're going to take a look at Offworld. This is the seventh issue. This is the finale. It's part of a sci-fi double feature with mature content, and it comes out by Antarctic Press in their 35th year of publishing. Just want to mention that it was a double feature, but the other feature, Hazel, ended on issue 6. So this is a full issue of Interstellar Dust. And I just want to say I've been enjoying the Interstellar Dust more than I did Hazel. I think Hazel was the primary storyline, but to me, this story is much more compelling. The other, Hazel had great art. It was a little hard to tell what was going on sometimes. I couldn't tell which character was which. But this one, there's no problem with it. The aliens look completely different in it. The crew members look different. So no problem at all telling what's going on in this one. And there's a lot of action and it moves forward. It's about basically a space prison ship going to a work camp with a number of uh, cons on it, and they suffer a hull breach. Whether or not that was sabotage or not, we're not sure. But it's a hull breach. The power goes out, so they're working on emergency power. So the crew member that was remaining after the big prison riot that took place snuck into the bridge and were kind of holding it off. They took on 3 prisoners that were also helping the crew um, secure a couple other crew members. So I want to say that C.J. Hudson is the writer and creator on this. Igor Wolski is the illustrator, and the colorist was Spell. And I want to point out the colorist because I thought he did a really good job. You can see the way certain things really pop here and other things fall in the background, showing the despair of the space and whatnot. And plus, this is a ship that has lost power and it's running on emergency power. So not everything is brightly lighted any longer. So basically, in the last issue, the bridge was taken over by the convicts, and you can see they're standing there. And this guy, who is one of the prisoners helping the crew, turns out to be kind of like a double agent, and he lets the convicts in. So the takeover was uneventful as far as no one died in it, which was why he did it. But he's playing like he's with Korg, who's the evil leader of the cons. So it turns out that he's got another plan in his head. He's got a different agenda, but we don't know that at first. Here you get a good look at the bridge, how it just kind of stands out above the other ship as other aliens go through looking for things, pilfering, food stores, whatever. Um, and and these are our prisoners right here, the remaining crew members. So you can tell there's not a lot of them, plus the 3 prisoners. Well, it's actually 2 now, since one let Korg and his group of prisoners in. So we get a good shot of Korg here. You can get a better look how see it. He's kind of like a robotic monster, and part human, parts on it too. And apparently he's got a beef with Javin, who's the main human on board that we've been watching, because Javin apparently gave Korg up for a lighter sentence, but it didn't happen. It didn't work. Then we have this female with a cattail, and I don't remember her name. They just call her the female on this. She had bigger part in the last issue, couple issues, but this one not so much. She's just there along for the ride, moving with the other crew members as they move through the ship during one point. The I want just to say there was a lot of humor in this, and it was very much appreciated. There's also a lot of action. Um, they start within the revolt that took place. There becomes a mini revolt, as you can see here. They were going to put some of the prisoners out in the airlock and let them, the crew prisoners, I should say, out in the airlock and dispose of them. There's only so many life um, rescue ships available. It was just enough for the bridge members, basically. So Korg is going to leave all the other prisoners behind, but first kill off the crew members that were running the prisoner ship. So it's just this kind of back and forth that goes. A nice little war takes up, and the crew members and Javin and Kale also pick up an unexpected ally who's this huge hulking silent guy that communicates through telepathy, and also is just a very athletic and can take down people at will. Here's a good shot of him here. So he's a big help. They are able to make it to the escape pod, so to speak, after a number of battles and losing a crew member or two along the way. But it's very exciting. You see someone got a hole blown, and it's kind of cool. I'm sorry, my throat's a little scratchy. I did a lot of talking last night, and a little sound like I'm sick, but I'm not, just scratchy. You can see him doing his athletic bit here. And there's Commander Lake punching the prisoner that gave him up, let the guys in, but then he tells them, no, I did it to save you guys. They would have blown the door, and a lot of people would have died in the takeover. So suddenly another battle breaks out. So there's many battles within this issue, which I really liked. And as they make their way to the escape pod, and there's one of the crew members getting shot through the head there and perishing on the spot. So it is a recommend if I haven't said it so already. Very interesting artwork, very interesting story. The number of different aliens they came up to draw was just incredible. And there's Korg. You can really get a good look at this guy, just a monster beast. And so it is a recommend. And I just want to say, let's take a quick look at some of the other Antarctic Press stuff. I have Gold Digger in trade now. This looks like it's in trade too. Wall Might Trilogy. Looks like the Trump Trade Wars and Private Ninjas, all trades. And I believe Punchline and maybe Hot Valley Days. Those are floppies currently. And Punchline is not the same Punchline from the DC comic, but it came out about the same time. Recommend this book, but you do have to get the other 6 issues to really understand this story, unfortunately. But maybe it'll come out in a trade. It'd probably be a pretty nice package, considering the artwork for Hazel was really nice, and also the art in Interstellar Dust, very good too. So I appreciate you stopping by and listening to me yabber on. Always, please like, please subscribe if you haven't, leave comments. And this is Indie Comics Jones from the Temple of Tomes, bidding you adieu.